So you're having fuel quantity problems on your Cherokee, on your Comanche. This is a Comanche. Wrangler. It doesn't really matter. Any of these older vehicles and a lot of newer ones use the same type of transmitter for the indication. The newer ones are going to go through an analog to digital converter before they give you an LED readout. But okay, so basically what we've got is in this harness we have 3 wires. The orange supplies power to the boost pump. The purple is the one that turns to blue. And this goes to your variable resistor. Okay, and the black is the ground for the entire assembly. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have 12 volts coming in to the purple wire. If you do, you can do this test actually without removing the assembly from the tank. Anyhow, you've got the 12 volt coming here to this variable resistor. The resistor is attached to the float arm, okay? And the other end of it goes to ground. Okay, so the way that it varies the position of the gauge is depending on the position of this float. Changes the resistance and thus varies the voltage going to the indicator. So what we can do is you can jack your vehicle up, say on one side, and when you do that, you change the fuel level in the tank. If you hook this up to an ohm meter, okay, you can start at say 200 ohms. Let me hook this up here. Okay, so at empty, you got 115 ohms, right? Now, as this float is moved, it's going to decrease to almost 0. Now, it's going to jump around until you stop, and then it'll stabilize. But you can get the idea. And this is all the way full. Jump around. 2.6, 1.4. And then it does the same thing as you bring the float back down towards empty. So if you hook up these leads and jack up one side of the vehicle, you'll see the resistance change. It won't change a lot. You can even basically jump up and down on the vehicle and see this. But if you get just zeros or a 1, then that means that most likely this variable resistor is not working. That was the case with this one because it's been sitting for 15 years. So first off, you take and you clean this portion of the resistor with an eraser. If that doesn't work, then you'll have to remove this arm. This float assembly, the wire on the float will pop right out here, one tab at a time, and then you pull it straight out, and that'll give you access to the wipers on the bottom. If you turn this upside down, you'll see the wipers. You can take a piece of emery cloth. They're very, very delicate, so be careful. I use a Dremel with a grinding stone on the end at a very low RPM. You barely have to touch it. You'll see when you've cleaned up the brass, you'll see it shine. And if that doesn't work, then you're going to have to start checking your wiring, going back to the indicator. Another thing you can do is you can take the power wire coming into this and ground it, and if you do that, it should go to full. And when you remove it, it should go to empty. So I hope that helps. Any questions, just give me a note. Thank you.